When we talk about toxic relationships, they almost think about physical abuse, but that's not true. In this video, I want to talk to you about the 3 styles of toxic communication that will ruin your relationship. This can be in marriage, parent-child relationship, between family members, friendships, and in the workplace. And I want you to be aware of these toxic behaviors and provide you the tools what you can do differently about it, In Sha Allah. Number 1. Gaslighting. Have these comments been said to you often? Then it's possible that you are dealing with a gaslighter. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation that can make you question your reality, opinion, and experience. And that's exactly what they want. The person uses this manipulation technique, trying to make you believe that everything is your fault. This causes you to apologize for things that aren't your fault. The goal of gaslighters is to break down your self-confidence so that they can gain a certain power over you. The best way to deal with gaslighters is knowing that you are in the blame for the fact that someone is gaslighting you. They can decide whether they did or didn't damage you after you told them they did. Nobody has the right to tell you that you shouldn't feel a certain way because you are the owner of your emotions. Leave the conversation. They will do everything in their power to show you that you are mistaken and they are correct. That will leave you more frustrated and even angry. So the best response is to say in a calm voice is, "Okay, I see that your point of view is different from mine, and I know I am not imagining things. But I can no longer continue this conversation if you keep downplaying my feelings. Let us take a pause and try it tomorrow, In Sha Allah." And then distance yourself until the following day. Continue doing this until the other person is trying to talk to you in an honest communication. If you are dealing with gaslighters, you must set limits, otherwise you will start to struggle with depression, low self-esteem, and anxiety. On number 2, blame shifting. Do they always blame you for their mistakes? Then it might be that you hear these phrases over and over again. We've all been in a position where we had to take responsibility for something that wasn't our fault. But if you are consistently given the blame for everything, then you are probably dealing with a blame shifter. Blame shifting is an emotionally abusive behavior. They are unable to acknowledge their errors and are constantly seeking out other people's faults. When someone behaves inappropriately, they will point the finger at you rather than take ownership of their actions. When you catch them doing anything bad, they will attempt to persuade you that you are somehow guilty for their actions. They will then bring up everything that you have done wrong to rub it in your face. The goal of the blame shifter is to shift the attention away from themselves. The best way to deal with blame shifters is, don't give advice. Don't try to fix the problem by telling them what to do. You're not a counselor, and you don't have to fix them or improve them, because that will make it worse. If you are admitting that you know better, they will see you as a threat. Don't battle with them. In fact, they will get even more angry when you try to fix it, because they will sense that you think it's their fault. Don't blame shifting too. Don't argue back, because they will try to defend themselves. And there is no point to trying to argue with them at that moment. So take your responsibility to listen instead of feeling angry. Be understanding. You have to have in mind that blame shifters are very insecure. They don't want their flaws and weaknesses to be exposed. They are wearing a mask of perfection. And behind that mask hides very deep wounds of guilt and shame that they carry from childhood. That's why they behave like that. Be understanding with them. Avoid arguments and let them talk. Gently bring back the topic of the conversation to what it was originally, because they will distract you and get you off topic. So the best thing that you can say to them is, I really like to solve this issue together, but we have to stay focused on this topic. What I can do to help you so we can talk about this issue. If the blame shifter will talk, then you are on the right path. If they using again the distraction techniques, then tell them that you will end the conversation until they are able to talk about the topic. Let me give you an example. As we discussed before, I can't tolerate being called names when we disagree. I also told you that I will walk away, and this is happening now. So I am ending the conversation and we will discuss this topic tomorrow, In Sha Allah, if you can honor my boundaries. The situation will only get worse over time if you keep internalizing the blame shift. Because at the end, you will keep blaming yourself. And it will get to the point that you are going to believe that everything is your fault and you're afraid to make any decisions. On number 3, stonewalling. Have you ever been rejected, ignored, or got the cold shoulder from others? Then you have heard comments like, your response could be, you want to scream and beg for an answer. You're even prepared to even apologize in order to get a response. Then it's possible that you are dealing with a stonewaller. Stonewalling is an avoidant behavior pattern and a passive-aggressive form of emotional abuse, where someone refuses to talk to you after an argument. It can be done on purpose to punish the other person, but most of the time it is a learned behavior from their childhood, because that's the only method they know how to deal with their emotions. If they refuse to take part in the conversation, they may leave or give you the silent treatment. This is a way to make you feel invisible. They act in this manner because they want your reaction and they want you to follow them. Excluding and neglecting the other repeatedly can cause emotional and physical effects. This in turn will result to less self-confidence. The best way to deal with stonewallers is stop walking on eggshells, because that's what the stonewallers want. Don't apologize for things you didn't do. Don't take the silent treatment personally, because you're not accountable for their actions. No relationship will succeed without communication, so don't threaten to break off the contact if that's not what you want. Try to communicate in a calm and relaxed manner. Inform them that you have noticed that they aren't responding and that you would like to know why. Make it clear that you like to look for a solution. Let them also know that your boundaries are being crossed by saying that it hurts, and if this happens often enough, you will stop putting up with it. Immediately provide a solution by looking together at how you both can prevent silence in the future. A healthy timeout can be a solution. Even if the stonewaller completely against it, you only do this with their consent. If you don't hear back from them, let them know that you understand and that you will allow them some space, but with a time when you can both talk it out. We only can take responsibility for our own communication. This means that everyone on Judgment Day will be blamed and credited for his own deeds. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala control your anger when they will boil your blood and provoke you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you amongst the people who speak gently. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the strength to respond good to evil. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the warmth in your heart to pray for them. Say Ameen.